shell off. My money stacked fat, plus I can't turn the swell off. The franchise doing big business. I live this, it's automatic. I win this, so you hear those horns, you finish. A soldier, and I stay under you fighting. Plus I'm storming on you chumps like I'm thunder and lightning. Ain't no way you breaking me, kid. I'm harder than nails. Plus I keep it on lock like I'm part of the jail. I'm slaughtering stale competition. I got the whole block wishing they could run with my division, but they gone fishing with no bait. Kid, your boy, hold weight. I got my soul straight. I brush your mouth like Colgate. In any weather, I'm never better. Your boy's so hot, you never catch me in the next man's sweater. If they hate, let them hate. I drop your whole clan. Lay your ass down for the 3-second tan. Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's the franchise where I'm shining now. You can't see me, my time is now.
It's gon' be what it's gon' be. 5 pounds of courage, buddy base, 10 pants with a gold tee. It's a war dance, a victory step. A raw stance is a gift, and you insist it's my rep. John Cena trademark, y'all are so-so. And talk about the bread you make, but don't know the recipe for dough. Aiming guns in all your photos, that's a no-no. In this pop, your lip lock, your big talks a blatant no-so. See what happens when the ice age melt. You see monetary status is not what matters, but it helps. I'm rocking timepiece by Benny, if any. The same reason y'all could love me is the same reason y'all condemn me. A man's measured by the way that he thinks, not clothing lines, ice links, leather and minks. I spent 20 plus years seeking knowledge of self. So for now, Mark Breck is living life for wealth.
Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's the franchise where I'm shining now. You can't see me, my time is now. Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's the franchise where I'm shining now. You can't see me, my time is now.
What's happening, everybody, and welcome to Suplex Syndicate. And I am joined, as always, by the Iron Sasquatch, Gina Y2G, there we go, and 30 Spray J. What's happening? How's it going this week? And are we excited to talk some wrestling or what?
Absolutely, I'm here for it. Let's go.
Alrighty. That's it, huh?
Yeah,
that's it. No,
that's it.
It's a pleasure to be back with you guys. This will be the official 4 of us together for the first time, besides Gina's guest appearance, because I wasn't here last week. But you guys did great, so I can't wait to see what we do tonight.
Nice. Alrighty. Well, without further ado, let's get into Raw.
Yeah, Raw was interesting. It opened up with Austin Theory doing you had the Vision, both Bronze and Heyman walking in from the cold, which was kind of weird. And then Austin Theory, I guess, was waiting for him backstage. So they had Heyman and Theory had a little back and forth, and Austin Theory just decided to get into the Vision. He's like, "Yeah, I'm just walking in. You guys aren't going to stop me." So now I guess Austin Theory is part of the Vision now.
Nice.
So that basically they had later on another backstage moment before the main event, and they basically said it was going to be Austin Theory and Bronson versus CM Punk and Rey Mysterio. And Bronson Reed Theory was like, "This is my show. You follow me." Bronson Reed's like, "No, little fella, you're on my terms. You're gonna follow me." And so there's already division inside the Vision, and the Vision hasn't been fully functioning yet. So that's gonna be interesting. So, go ahead.
Say that 3 times fast.
I didn't even say it once.
Right.
I'm not even trying to say it again. No.
One thing I want to point out though is we said it before. What were they going to do with Austin Theory? After the Grayson Waller, he was such a low mid card guy, and now they're just putting him right at the top of all the mess and the drama, and I'm definitely here for it.
Yeah. So he, personality wise, he's gonna fit in with his new darker, I guess, don't take crap from anybody type of personality he's got since he got released. He's gonna fit in right perfectly with the vision, because that's everybody's MO, I guess you want to call it. You know what I mean? Braun does it, both Brauns do it. Logan just doesn't care what you have to say about him. So so that was that. Then the first actual match on the card was the oh shoot, I just lost my place. I apologize. Was the Asuka versus Rhea Ripley match. Rhea told Io to stay in the back. She doesn't want to get involved because she's injured and not cleared to wrestle yet. But it was the Kabuki Warriors that came out, and they did some underhanded stuff. And then next thing you know, Io comes out, and Io gets the snot beat out of her again. Rio gets the snot beat out of her again, and that was they basically just shook up the whole women's division. Didn't really progress that storyline too much more. It was just kind of a filler match, just to keep everybody all on the same page, but that was that. There was a Becky Lynch versus Maxine Dupree moment. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about this. This rivalry. Nobody cares at all. Then there was a Bayley versus Roxanne Perez match, which actually turned out to be pretty good overall. And then, but Bayley actually ended up winning, which is surprising because I can't remember the last time Bayley got a singles win, let alone a tag team win, and especially against Roxanne, who was supposed to be like top 1, top 2 people going up for the women's title. That's pretty shocking because they basically limited Bayley to the tag team division, so I don't know what they're going to be doing with her single wise. But then there was a then the main event itself was the Reed Theory Punk Mysterio match, which again, like every Vision match, there was a kind of some shenanigans going on, I guess you want to call it, and Theory ended up getting the win against Mysterio, which was pretty shocking. And then after the match, Breaker comes out, and Breaker just absolutely destroys CM Punk. He hits him with another spear and just destroys him. So that match at Royal Rumble is gonna be really interesting. Because I'm as you guys know, I'm a big CM Punk fan, so I want to see CM Punk go up against some of these younger talents, see what happens. Thanks, Jay, I appreciate it. But yeah, like it, and yeah, that was it. Raw was just it was not anything to write home about. Again, this is a D show at best. Ooh. There wasn't really anything that was sticking out too much. I hate to say it.
D, C. Yeah. It really wasn't. The thing that confused me is the Vision's supposed to be the top thing of Raw. Why are they walking in from the cold like, there's some, I don't even know a good definition for them, but like, you got the Bloodline used to come in Escalades and everything, and
Yep. When Seth was around, they used to come in cars. But now, since Paul Heyman's taken back over, now they have to take public transportation.
That's exactly it.
I don't know how public transportation is in Wisconsin or Michigan or wherever they were. They were Michigan, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I
Michigan.
mean, yeah.
I feel like something that I'm also very confused on right now, considering we have the Braun Breaker CM Punk feud going, is all the older talents having face-offs with Gunther, because obviously we've seen this happen with AJ Styles. I think this was the twice or the third time they've had a face-off. But Punk, that is what's interesting to me, because I'm of the people that believe that he will lose his title to Braun Breaker. So where are we going to go? Why does Gunther want to fight CM Punk?
He wants to
Or why does
retire.
he want to fight Gunther?
He also had a little look down with Rey Mysterio too.
Correct.
I don't know if anybody caught that. That was, if there's going to be a Rey Mysterio versus Gunther match, and that's going to be crazy if there is. I don't think there is, but I think all the older legends and the older wrestlers that are still around really don't like Gunther, what he did to John Cena, but so exactly.
I think it is also finally time that the Judgment Day is breaking up. The women are all fighting with each other, so at least on the women's division, those three are going to be breaking up. They were all interfering with each other during Roxanne's match, and there was a lot more that wasn't televised, but was happening if you were there in person. So we saw Liv and Raquel get into it. We saw everyone almost get into it. And also Javon Evans saying that he's a free agent. I feel like that's very important, because I think that's leading us to think that it's possible that there won't be a draft this year.
No, because from what I heard, there's going to be some massive call-ups, like very, very, very soon. It's going to be interesting what they do, especially with him. I don't know if you saw the photo that was floating out there. There was an evolution of it went from Evans to Swerve to Obi. It was like the evolution of Javon Evans. That's kind of funny.
I think the draft will happen, because I know they pushed it back a little bit, but just calling someone up isn't enough big moments for them unless they do another hooded figure and a hoodie thing, and they're just kind of, kicking the dog with that. I think that eventually they're gonna do one more draft at least. You definitely gotta get Oba up. He is not NXT. He is definitely main roster, and something. I'm scared to say that they are really pushing the legend killer of Gunther, because he's just going to face everybody that is, ending. AJ Styles got one more year, if that. He already said it. I really don't think that CM Punk, obviously, CM Punk's pretty much up there. I still think CM Punk's got at least 2 or 3 years left. I don't see him going out that way. Rey Mysterio, whatever stem cell shots have done for him, he is still moving like he is 25 in WCW.
Did y'all catch his Dom mustache that he's rocking right now?
Yes. Yes.
It looks so odd underneath the mask. It looks so funny though.
But that's another guy that's never really done a heel turn besides WCW. Like, he was a bad guy in WCW, which I loved him anyway. But
that was when he didn't have a mask on, right?
Yes, when he had the horns on the head, and he was part of the Filthy Animals and all that. And that was like that was my coming of age moment of, I want to be like this guy. But I would love to see a Rey Mysterio heel turn, maybe with Dom. Like, bring it back, but make it the bad father-son duel. I don't know. That's just me, but wrestling has its turns.
It just wouldn't make sense to now make him a heel at this point. No, let me rephrase that. It wouldn't make sense to make him a heel with Dom. Just put it that way. Like, because it wouldn't work. Because Dom's too much of a face right now. Like, he's one of those. He's a Scott Hall heel. Put it that way. He's liked, but he also hated at the same time.
Okay.
So.
Once Judgment Day is done, he's getting a full face turn.
Yeah.
Completely.
Do you think, and I said it before, like, there's no stopping Dom. Like, I could see Dom being a bigger champion, even a heavyweight champion. where do you think he goes after Judgment Day and after the Intercontinental Champion?
I think we'll have some matches with Finn because they've always been saying Finn's going to have a singles push. I think it would be really interesting to see those two finally have some graps against each other, kind of work his way up slowly, not jump right into the main card event. But I mean, he could because he is so well liked. He's someone that everyone looks forward to, but unfortunately, it's going to be on pause now because he got injured. Apparently, his shoulder at was it AAA last Saturday?
I'm not sure. I don't.
There was a match that happened where he was tag teaming and apparently hurt his shoulder. He was supposed to have a match during the holiday tour 2 days ago, and he didn't show up. So it's seeming that he might have a shoulder injury.
Yeah, like, but what happened to Finn ever since his first shoulder injury? He was title worthy then, but he's not now. Like, he's not even thought about in the heavyweight division anymore. He's a mid card guy, and I don't understand where the fall from grace was.
You know, it haunts me because I saw it the other day when Gunther told Finn, "You were the best in the world for one night."
Yep.
And to me, they just kind of put him back, and yeah, he let others climb up, and he's helped plenty get the recognition that they need. But I would love to see another. I would love to see another Finn heavyweight run. I'm not even saying Demon. Like, you know, I love the Demon when it was what it was supposed to be, and then they killed that off like they did everything else with the Fiend and everything else. And he kind of had a little bit of a semi push with Roman. Of course, lost that. You know, Roman destroyed everybody. But, you know, give him another singles run. Finn doesn't have that much left in him either. I mean, Finn's been around for some years.
Yeah, like he's in his 40s now. He still looks phenomenal. Don't get me wrong. He looks like he's never had a carb a day in his life, but it's just like I said, he's dropped off the map. JD is a mid card guy at best, so you don't know. I don't know what you're gonna do with him. So you're gonna have to keep him with Finn. So you can see where the fracture lines are in the Judgment Day and where everybody is gonna go, and I'm here for it. It's fine.
And that's crappy to say because no one gives JD the respect that he deserves. That man had a punctured lung and still finished the match.
100%.
You know, he's a great wrestler.
I
wouldn't say he's great on the mic, but he can hold his own. I would say
but in the world of Monday Night Raw, you know, he has to be a mid-card guy. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's unfortunate too, but I feel like Judgment Day will break up before JD returns from injury at this point. Because I feel like we're on a very fast track to at least the woman breaking up. So I think they'll all just kind of break away before JD's allowed to come back.
Look, they need to put it back to 97 WWF and Dom gets caught in bed with all three of them or two of them or whatever.
Yeah, that was another thing that they just have not brought up at all. What happened to that little, you know, Dom and Dom and that little love triangle? That just went away. They didn't just stop talking about that. I don't understand that one either.
Bob said it. It is. Is it true that Brock Lesnar's expected to retire?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. SummerSlam's his last match.
And that's in Minnesota, right? Yeah.
Yep. I believe so. Yep.
And I don't know. After John Cena and, you know, the never give up, tap out, smile on the face, I just, you know, it's tradition that everybody loses their last retirement match. I can't see Brock Lesnar losing a match. But then again, Brock Lesnar has lost some matches I didn't think he was going to lose. He has been a company man through and through.
Right. Alrighty, moving on. Let's get to NXT.
Woo!
All right. This is your very, very fast-paced, very quick NXT rundown this week. We didn't really have a lot happen. I would say a lot of nothing happened. We had Lila Vice versus Izzy Dame open the show. Nico from the Culling is still missing. The match ended with Tatum Paxley running out with a chainsaw, chasing Sean Spears out. Yeah. And Lila Vice was able to score the win over Izzy Dame. We had a promo from the new North American Women's Champion, Thea Hale, and she got cut off by Blake Monroe, obviously, saying that she wants her title back. When Thea Hale's promo got cut off, Booker T went, "Thank God!" And I thought that was really funny because her as a champion's not getting over with the general audience. They have a match for New Year's Evil. I'm assuming the title's going to go back in Blake's hands, even though I do think that Blake will be moved up very promptly. We had 2 speed tournaments for a number 1 contender for the men's speed championship. It was Tavon Heights and Eli Knight from Evolve. Tavon Heights won, and then Lexus King defeated Andre Chase. So those 2 will be moving up to the next round here. We had a mixed tag, which I love. I've talked about before. I love a good mixed tag match. We had Shiloh Hill and Skylar Ray, the season 2 LFG winners, versus Stax and Ariana Grace. The LFG winners did defeat them in this match, and it was a Christmas Chaos match, so similar to the one that we saw on SmackDown with Joe Hendry and The Miz. And then for the main event, we had Chelsea Green retain her United States Championship against LaRocca. This was kind of a surprise to me. I love Chelsea Green, but I think it's gonna push to the main roster. I think this may be a feud that is able to move up to the main roster. And we also had a very interesting promo from Ricky and Javon Evans, and they will be having a match this Tuesday. Those 2 are talents that I love seeing. So very, very excited. Hopefully both of them get moved up and it's not just Javon, because I think Ricky's got a lot to do on the main roster.
I love Ricky. I said it before. He's great on the mic, especially those 2. Those 2 are going to have an excellent match. I'm actually really excited for Javon's future and see where he progresses, because if he's this good at this age, what's he going to do in 10 years when he's even better? You know what I mean? When he finally grows into the body, and he just fully matures as a wrestler, you know?
And I feel that way about Leon Slater, too, who's also very young, but has this extensive, he's getting these great matches already. He's got this great background. These 2 in 10 years could be very dominant on the main roster, because I'm assuming WWE's just going to steal Leon Slater from TNA at this point.
Yeah. So that if I could talk, words are hard apparently with me. There are some big call-ups from what I heard. I heard Ricky's getting called up. I heard Williams is being called up. I heard Obi's calling up, and then Joe Hendry's being called up too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And I think there was a 5th one. I might be wrong about the 5th one.
All the talents from the John Cena show are expected to be called up within the next few months here. So Sol Roca.
And what was it on NXT that almost made an appearance, or was it another show? Because almost did another appearance. Did an appearance this week, dressed up in. It looked like the Black Knight from Monty Python. Like he was in some sort of get-up, and I forget where it was.
I think that was.
I
thought that was AAA. I seen
AAA.
I think it was. Yeah,
I think that was AAA too.
I'm sorry, I got my shows mixed up, but yeah, I was like, okay.
But I do think we're getting, and man, I'm so sorry for every time I bring this man up. I do think Ethan Page is getting called up to SmackDown too. I think he's just going to be a sneaky call up, because Chelsea Green did a podcast with CVV and said, I deserve money when, Ethan gets called up. I think this is like a once in a lifetime pairing that they put us through. And he's got his championship on the line on Tuesday. He's defending it against Moose from TNA. I think he's just going to be a very, very sneaky call up, where eventually we're just going to consistently see him on SmackDown.
A beard deadlift. I'd never heard of that before. That's hilarious.
I'm down. I could do it.
You know what? I was gonna say Tactical's gonna win that. He has both of us beat. I'm sorry. Maybe Gina could put up a fight with that one. Maybe.
I don't know. I have a 5-year-old that pulls on this thing, and I'm constantly scared that I'm just going to come out with patches, and it has remained strong. So
if you show up one day with just the mutton chops, we know why.
you know. Great segment on next. SmackDown. Man, I'm glad that they finally did something with a little holiday sprinkle in there. So, it was a holiday episode, but there was a lot of story heavy moments in this thing. The opening segment was Cody Rhodes coming out, talking about leadership, pressure, and being the face of SmackDown. I just wasn't feeling it though. Like, until he turns heel, I don't like he's not bringing the hype that Roman brought when Roman was champion on SmackDown. And I hate to bring that comparison because, no one's going to top the 5-year reign of Roman Reigns, but Cody Rhodes, sometimes he drops some awesome promos and other times it's just gibberish. This, on one hand, was gibberish. But Drew McIntyre came out and he returns and confronts Cody. He delivered a really good promo. He said that Cody's reign is built on emotion and not survival. And I had to agree. The first time in a long time, I had to agree with Drew McIntyre. Like, everything is all about the story or poor me, and I worked so hard for this, and I didn't sell my soul and all this. Drew's got a point. So then, the GM comes out and he announces 3 stages of hell for Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. It's set for SmackDown in Berlin, which, it's not really a SmackDown type match, but every time that they're on the other side of the pond, they do some big matches on these type of shows. So the stipulation, though, is the good old can't touch them or you lose the title. And I love when this happens because we get some amazing promos. I remember back in the day, Triple H and Stone Cold doing this, and Triple H calling Stone Cold some words that I thought was going to turn into some real life fights. So I'm ready for all the promos that Drew McIntyre is going to cut against Cody. They've already had Cody breaking into Drew's house. They've already had all these great little promos that is nostalgic from, things of watching wrestling when I was a kid. Women's match, we had Charlotte Flair versus Last Legend. Great match. Last Legend is a force to not be, messed with. Cody needs to lose the belt to Drew, then turn Cody heel. If they do that, then you got to try to figure out how to turn Drew McIntyre face after so long of being whiny, cranny Drew. He was a great face at one point in time. He just didn't do anything. But I'm ready for a Cody heel turn for sure. They say that Charlotte wins clean, and commentary kind of reinforces Charlotte's momentum and title positioning. So I hate to say that they're going to kind of push for another reign of Flair. I think they're going to have her tie her dad, if not beat him, which is great for a woman because no woman has gotten this far as much as Charlotte Flair has. I think she has had her time. I just don't know if she moves like she used to. Excuse me. There was a women's division standoff. Rhea, Io, Flair, Alexa, Kabuki Warriors, Nia Jax, Last Legends, all that. And it's clearly setting up for multi-women chaos in the 2026 year. The next match that I'm here for is the United States Championship match. Dragunov versus Carmelo Hayes.
Yep.
This match was impressive. There was a lot of twists and turns. There was a lot of great moves done on both sides. And I really didn't think it was going to happen, especially on a SmackDown. But Carmelo Hayes finally gets a championship.
Yep.
Yay.
After 3 years of, kind of throwing him in the main card and then kind of pushing him back, and now they're finally letting him climb a little bit. I wouldn't have been mad if Carmelo Hayes was the mask guy behind the Vision, but I just think that they pushed him really fast and then they just kind of went backwards a little too much. So hopefully he, and the crowd did go. And Gina, how was the crowd?
It was insane. Like genuinely, I was telling everyone before this backstage, we were 3 hours into the show. We watched a full episode of Raw. We're an hour into SmackDown and that match happens. The crowd was electric. Like you would have thought we were watching like one of the biggest matches ever for the amount of time that we had been there. It was like 9:30. Everyone was tired. Mello even tweeted and he said that the noise of the crowd and the power of the audience just helped lift him at the end of the match. And he came out with the title after, and when it went dark, commercial break, he came out to our side of the ring and he's like, I love y'all, thank you. And he's telling everyone thank you after he wins. He's clearly very emotional. But I've been to so many concerts. I'm a music person. I've been to over 30 concerts. I don't think I've ever heard a crowd that loud. Ever.
Yeah.
So that says a lot for Mello.
It does. But after the match, Johnny Gargano, whatever, attacks Carmelo Hayes backstage. And that's going to push for a great feud for Carmelo because he's a great wrestler as it is. We had a tag team women's match. Julia. I know. I did that on purpose for you because I know that's your girl. And Kiana James versus Chelsea Green and Alba Fire. Of course, Julia and James wins. Commentary was kind of hinting on the growing chemistry and the future threats. And, we do need some women's tag teams out there. So hopefully, that pushes up further. We didn't get any Wyatt 6 matches. So, we did, though, unfortunately, get a Miracle on 34th Street fight. And I was, whatever they didn't do for Halloween, they really did do for Christmas. And you got Joe Hendry versus The Miz, which you say his name, he'll appear. I'm not a fan.
My bad, you guys. That was me.
I don't know why he's gotten over the hype that he has, but there was holiday weapons, there was comedy spots, and of course, Joe Hendry wins. It does solidify Hendry as a crowd favorite. He's been a crowd favorite for, I don't know, a year or two now, and he's finally getting the push up to, the big brand. Go ahead.
I was going to say, the question I have is, how much longer does The Miz have? Like, he's been around 20 years. Like, he's been around since the early 2000s. Like,
you leave The Miz alone, okay? He's here.
I know. I love The Miz. Like, for what he does, I love The Miz. I just want to know how much more time does he have? Because, like I said, he's been around almost as long as John Cena, if not longer.
Oh, no. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, a little bit longer than Cena, actually. I remember when Miz came out on Real World, it was like, I'm going to be a wrestler. And I'm like, this
and
guy.
That was what, late 90s, early 2000s?
Yeah, on MTV. R.I.P. MTV coming up.
What's MTV?
But, yeah, he's been around, but he has been. No one can say, he had his, his face moments here and there, awesome truth and all that. Miz is probably one of my favorite heels of all time.
Yep. And he has one of the best promos that I've ever seen when he cut on Daniel Bryan. Like, legitimately, it looked like that was a straight heat, real life promo that he cut. And so, just for that promo alone, he's going to be in my top 5 all-time promos. Just for that one alone.
I loved the beef between him and Bray Wyatt back when Bray Wyatt snuck a little fiend doll in the daughter's uh, crib and all that, and the creepiness of it because it reminded me of old school Ministry. But Miz can sell a story, whether it's
Yeah.
a funny comedy moment or not. I mean, if it wasn't for Miz and his fast thinking and Snoop Dogg's fast thinking, back when
Exactly.
Shane McMahon hurt his leg, it would have been a horrible WrestleMania moment. But no one really thinks about the botch of it all because Miz has been in the company for so long and knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
So, continuing on, there was a backstage tease for Trick Williams. Trick Williams confronted Cody Rhodes backstage. There was no, physicalness of it. There was just tension. So it kind of planted the seeds of a future title, contention, which is great because I think that if going forward, Cody needs some new opponents to kind of keep him fresh or freshen him up from the stale story that he is. And then basically that was I wouldn't say it was a great SmackDown. I would say it was more like a C. If you throw in the sparkle, it was the day after Christmas, and they did actually do a holiday event. It was maybe a B minus, but it was nothing really to write home about.
Yeah.
My comments on SmackDown are one, who is Julia? Who is Kiana James? I feel like the thing that really is holding Kiana James back here as a talent is that when she got injured in 2024, she didn't come back until this year. She just is kind of thrown in with Julia, who also wasn't over with the crowd yet. So you've got these two characters that almost need to be rebuilt for a new audience because it's been time. And especially if you're not a casual NXT watcher, you're not going to know who Julia is if you're just a casual WWE fan. These characters need to be rebuilt before you're having them go for these giant titles. It was bad timing for Julia to be called up with Stephanie Vaquer because now going on, you're just going to see the comparison of these two figures on both brands because Stephanie's reign is being handled a lot better than Julia's run on SmackDown right now. There also was a backstage promo with Nick Aldis telling Kit Wilson from Pretty Deadly that he has an opportunity for him this week. I like Pretty Deadly, but I know in my gut it's going to be a squash match. I'm assuming we're going to see Kit Wilson versus maybe either Obafemi because he had a little backstage tease, or Trick Williams. So I'm assuming that it's going to be a squash match, but it's going to be interesting seeing Kit Wilson as a singles wrestler because throughout the years we've only seen him with Elton Prince with Pretty Deadly. So I think that will be really interesting too. And with you saying that Drew McIntyre should be face, he came out to a lot of cheers. I don't know if that translated well to TV, but people were cheering him and Cody. So it gets to a point where comedy heels get over really well with the crowd. If you look at Chelsea Green, if you look at Miz, you've got these wrestlers who are great, fun on the mic, and just fun overall to watch. Drew's almost leaning that way. I don't know how they would be able to turn him face, but it almost would be fun to see just an unhinged face Cody Rhodes.
It doesn't take much to turn a heel into a face. It just takes a low blow and then everybody turns sides. So I mean, like once they flip Cody Rhodes to the heel turn and bloody up Drew McIntyre or whatever, you can turn him face in a matter of a week or two, and it takes months to build this heel turn. And then it just takes a matter of a bloody match or an event of some sort to turn him into a face. So could Drew McIntyre go back to the Scottish Warrior? Yeah, possible and cool. But I think that gimmick is almost too dead for him too. I get it. He was, it did have its over, but they pushed it too hard during the time that they didn't have anybody. They didn't have fans. They didn't, it was COVID and everything. He had his weak moments, and he always gets kind of robbed. So I'm ready for the sell the soul of Cody Rhodes, and I hate to say this because, what if they finally did bring The Rock back, but with all the stuff that happened with the storyline with Cena and it not fulfilling the story, I think it wouldn't go over well with the fans. But they need some kind of devil's advocate in Cody to be that bad guy. He needs Paul Heyman. Cody Rhodes needs the bad guy to talk for him, to be that guy. In my opinion.
But the issue is Cody doesn't need somebody to speak for him, because Cody can cut a promo with, just like everybody else. The issue is, like, he's starting to plant the seeds, and he's been doing it for the last couple of weeks of him turning heel.
Right.
Like the way he's going around speaking it. Unfortunately, the actions inside the ring have not backed up the words that he's been saying. Like, he actually needs to do something where it actually makes him become a heel.
What I want,
and he hasn't kicked the puppy yet, you know
right?
what I mean?
And that's what I want. I want to kick the puppy moment. I want a Chicharito or something. I want something where he really injures somebody, and they get, and the crowd just boos him completely. And he's like, I was here for you, and I finished my story for my daddy, and you still hated me, and now I'm just going to be for me, and this title is mine, and no one can stop me. The American Nightmare, blah, blah, blah.
I think this is where Randy Orton comes back in.
Yeah, because he's been off TV for a couple months now, right?
He's been off TV for a couple months. I say maybe we can see a Rumble return for Randy Orton. He comes back, maybe he's face, and maybe he's in Cody's corner, and then Cody turns on Randy. Those two have great ring chemistry together.
Absolutely.
That's a great thought, and I'm here for it. But at the same time, I love villain Randy Orton. So, I mean, it's wrestling. You don't always get what you want. You definitely don't always get what you want with wrestling. So,
but if we got Orton Rhodes Hell in a Cell situation,
I was gonna say. So what happens is, Randy comes back at the Rumble. He aligns himself with Cody, and then on the way to get into the Elimination Chamber, he screws Cody out of, or Cody screws Randy out of that spot, and then he goes on from there. I can see that happen. I don't know. I'm just fantasy booking it to this point. So
I like it.
So, and then now you got your heel turn, and Cody, and now you got a feud between Cody and Randy. And then the next question is, like, at what point do you just give up on McIntyre and move him to the other brand? There's like SmackDown has all the heavyweights, if you haven't noticed, like all the bigger heavyweights. Why don't you move him over to Raw, where he can go up against, the Seths, and go back up against the Paul? You would have a better chance with something like that.
Trade him with like Finn Balor. Finn Balor could be really fun to watch on SmackDown. I could see him face Mello. Like, I could see him face Dragunov. I feel like he could pull some really good mid-card matches on SmackDown, because they're not going to give it to him on Raw.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, like I said, maybe the change of scenery would do McIntyre good. Because he's clearly not really getting over on SmackDown at all. So
we'll see.
What we got next, Dino?
Wrestling predictions. Future wrestling predictions.
Right. Well, I just gave mine, so there you go.
We're digging into it already. So. I don't know. I don't. Randy's not injured. He is training up and coming wrestlers. I have seen some recent videos. He is helping some YouTubers, some up and coming, legends, talents, and whatever show that is. Randy's still around, and when Randy's what, third, fourth generation wrestling. He's still got. I hope that Randy Orton's got another two. I would like to see Randy Orton beat the John Cena level of 17 because I feel like
Yeah, I was gonna say how many more does he have that he needs to go with?
he has 15. He has 15. He needs 2 more.
It's 3 more.
It 3 more to beat. 3 more to beat. Yeah.
Yep.
But another Randy Orton reign. Cody Rhodes heel turn. It's got to happen before summer of 2026.
It'll happen before Mania.
Yeah, definitely before Mania. But I'm just saying it would be great to end the year of Cody heel turn and then start over. You know, if they just did it next week, I'd be like, yeah, finally. I don't know. That's all I got.
When it comes to SmackDown, I love Chelsea Green. She's one of my favorite wrestlers, but I will say I would like to see Candice LeRae go for the United States Championship. They've really buried her, but that ladder spot that she did at SummerSlam with all the men in the men's tag team, she's very impressive in the ring. But unfortunately, I feel like, you know, they're going to push Johnny Gargano, her husband. Why not push Candice LeRae? Throw someone new into the United States Championship mix, because the reoccurring people we have in this mix right now are obviously Chelsea. We have Julia in the mix, and Zelina Vega was a former United States champion, but now she's in Nazna land with Damian Priest and Aleister Black. I would like to see Candice go for a title, like same way Ivy Nile did. You know, even if it's just one match, give her a match, give her a singles match. Don't make her just parade around DIY the whole time. What else do I have? Oh, Jericho. If Chris Jericho is returning, who do you guys think they're going to have him feud with?
Oh, that's it.
I have a feeling it's going to be with somebody young, like one of the younger guys. Because he can't do anything with Pong because he's already had that match, and that feud kind of sucked last time that happened. Cody maybe, but I'm just trying to think. Maybe I don't know. Because you bring back a star like that, he would have to go into the top stars. So
I almost thought maybe Jericho and Dom would be fun, but how much can you get out of that?
True.
Honestly, I would say put him against, you know, if Braun does take the title from CM Punk, then, you know, Jericho really showing his mic skills against someone like Braun. Braun does do decent promos, but I think that Jericho against the Vision is a storyline that, you know, it may not be something that we want or, you know, whatever, but sometimes you got to eat something that you don't like to eat and still finish your plate. So, you know, they're going to put him somewhere. The crappy part about it is he's going to get so much pop for, you know, because he was such a WWE guy for so long. But like like Gina said, where do you put him? I don't see where you could really put Jericho in with all these long stories that they're trying to put in. To me, it's give him his his Royal Rumble moment, say he's WWE, haha, AEW, we got him back, and then put him backstage.
I was going to say, you know what? He could feud with AJ Styles because that would be a great match. They have a little beef from before when he made fun of AJ's soccer mom haircut. I'm just trying to think right now. Maybe Austin Theory
him with Cody, and then Cody turns on Jericho.
Maybe.
What could Jericho be because Jericho does do a great heel. What if Jericho was, the devil on the shoulder for Cody Rhodes?
That's what I was trying to, yeah.
Yeah, what if Cody starts a Cody's list?
Maybe that might be interesting.
I love throwing these things out here and seeing, especially Gina's facial expressions. Like, she's such a diehard fan. She's like, I'm not here for that.
You know what?
It's wrestling, girl. You know that there's going to be some stuff that you don't want that's going to happen.
I personally would love to see Jericho and Ethan Page go at it.
Oh my god!
That's the perfect.
Yeah.
It's the perfect card, because you got an old vet and a new guy. They both can cut promos. They both have very similar personalities. It would work, and it would work because Jericho wouldn't have to do as much stuff in the background, because his body just can't do it, but he can still go though. So I would love that. That would be the person I would like to see.
The last thing that everyone's forgetting about is the return of the Samoan werewolf.
Yes.
Because it's not going to be that long.
No.
It's coming.
Yep.
And from what talk on the internet is he's bringing somebody with him.
Yep. He's bringing,
and I'm hoping
Zilla.
I'm hoping it's Zilla. It's Zilla, which in turns
more blood.
It wouldn't be blood. It wouldn't be Bloodline. I don't think it would be Bloodline. I think they're going to do something.
I hope it's not.
It might be a little fourth row. I
think it's going to be more towards like the Uso Penitentiary type stuff than it is going to be more the. And if that's the case, I'm all for something like that, where they actually have. Because at one point they were saying Jacob is a killer. I would love to see them go down that road. Because they don't do that in WWE at all.
What do you got, Santa?
Well, maybe he'll bring the little buddy with him, and maybe Enzo can be a mouthpiece for the penitentiary, and that would be fantastic. And you can't teach that.
Maybe.
Or for Jericho, this just popped into my head. You want two guys who can cut great promos, who are good with the crowd. When LA Knight comes back, do a little LA Knight versus Jericho at Mania.
That would be great. That would definitely have Jericho and The Rock vibes. Definitely.
Let's just hope that it's not Jericho and Brock Lesnar, because nobody wants to see John Cena version 2 with 28 suplex cities on him.
I don't think Jericho could take 3.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
The only other thing that I have is I really think if you keep looking at things, Nia and Lash Legend are going to be tag team champions.
Yep.
That's going to happen.
They're going to win it at Mania.
Yep, that's going to happen. And I still think that the female clique, whatever we want to call them, there is going to be a faction with those two, with Jade Cargill. And Jay, I think you're right. I think B-Fab is going to be with them too. I think B-Fab. No. Yep.
I said that on my first guest spot here.
Yeah. Yep. I think both of you kind of said B-Fab, and I think the other one that we're guessing too is because I think she's going to get moved up as Jordan Grace. So we'll see. But there's going to be a woman's faction. So yeah. Yep. That's all my predictions.
Robert Allen, I want to address this real quick. The rumors are the reason that Zilla's not in WWE yet is because of Rikishi. I think the reason why Zilla's not in WWE yet is because partially there's a few Rikishi comments, sure, but there was a lot of Zilla Mama comments that popped up on the internet that kind of pushed him back a little bit as well. But Zilla has been to all the after parties and all the little post promos. There's been pictures of him being with, his cousins, his brothers, whatever. He's there. They just don't know, for something like Zilla that's been talked about for 2 years, that's a big moment to really drop him in. They can't put him in a hoodie and a face mask. It's got to be that moment. And they're just trying to find that moment for Zilla. And I think with Jacob Fatu coming back, I think that's a moment to have.
Right.
Jacob Fatu needs to build his own. You know, you got the MFT that ain't doing much. You had the bloodline that's done now. I mean, like they say that storyline's not done, but to me, they can't really bring that right back. And we don't have that much more time with Roman. So, we got to have another Samoan dynasty. And I think that it's going to be Jacob Fatu, Zilla. You got Lance. I mean, you can keep the Usos, keep them tag team champions just like you did in the Bloodline. Whole new Samoan dynasty. The Samoan
Where's
dynasty.
Sami Zayn?
Oh, don't make me push your button.
He's missing.
All right, let's get into Gina's match of the week.
You know, guys, I think this one should be unanimous. I think it was Ilya Dragunov versus Carmelo Hayes. I mean, just being there for that, fantastic. But even watching it on TV and hearing how actually loud it was, because, your ears get blown out at these shows. I was like, wow. It gave me chills rewatching it. Being there, watching it, I was telling my friend, because you're up and down at these shows. You're standing up, you're sitting down. You stand up when you think they're gonna get the pin. I'm like, get up, he's gonna win. Get up, he's gonna win. And she's like, what? And all of us were on our feet. It was so much fun. So I will say match of the week should be unanimously Dragunov versus Mello Hayes.
100%. 100%.
Right. Alrighty. Get into this one, and I think there's
just the one.
Just the one. So I didn't make Sasquatch want to exit the show early this week.
No. Surprisingly, you've been really good for like the last 2-3 weeks. So yeah,
I've been good. Following up next, the Wyatt 6-beater.
One or two? I think it was once.
Yeah, no, two. One early in the show. The second one was no Wyatt 6 matches. That was the second.
All right. And another unpaid commercial brought to you by Dirty Spray J. I'm going to say it's Elegant Sasquatch.
We're not there yet, Jay. Follow the format. Man.
I wasn't here last week. I had a format.
It's right there. Look at it.
Oh. All right.
Exactly.
What's in the beard, Sasquatch? What's in the hair, Gina? What's in the beard, Jay?
Today I am rocking the Revolution Barber Company 10th anniversary edition. That's what I'm rocking today.
Nice.
So, yep.
Here's Johnny. That's what I got in today.
I drove here in a storm. I don't have it on me, but I'm also wearing Slay Me Daddy.
Heck yeah.
The new logo comes out on January 1st, 8 a.m.
And it is great.
Yes, thank you. It is coming. Everything is coming into place. The website's coming soon. Almost done. It's almost done. It's coming.
Nice. All right. So before we leave out of here, we didn't do a list this week, but are we doing a list next week? And what is it?
How about top 5 returns we want to see?
We can do that. Like I pitched a question to you guys earlier today, and the question was, what is the biggest what if in wrestling? We could do that one.
That's good.
I do like that. Yeah, we'll mix that in with the returns. I like it.
Okay. All right.
So we're doing what if and the top 5 returns?
Yep.
That we want to see? Alrighty.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, for everybody watching, thank you for tuning in. We'll be here next week. And for myself, Dirty Spray J, the Iron Swatch, and Gina Y2G, formerly known as the Heartbreak Stylist. We will see you next week. And 30 Spray J, send us out.
Suplex Syndicate is out.